Hey everyone, Tankenstein here. In this video I've got your first gameplay and overview of the J26 David. This is a currently ranked 3 battle rating 3.7 Mustang for the Swedish Air Tech tree. If I'm not mistaken, this is a Mustang B variant and it is pretty darn interesting. So if you guys don't know, this is a Battle Pass reward that we are getting, of course, with this current season of Battle Pass, the new season of Battle Pass, and there are some key differences between this and other Mustangs, typically later Mustangs that many of you are familiar with, including the D variant. So first and foremost, while this is fast, it doesn't have the best acceleration, its engine is it doesn't have a fantastic rate of climb, it's got an okay turn time, and of course it has the 450 cals, so that's what these are. Those are essentially just Browning 50 cals, except that is the Swedish designation for them. Now, probably the biggest problem that I have with this plane over anything else is the fact that its belts are not very good. Typically in the later variants of the Mustangs, you do see better belts, including excellent tracer shells. So basically those belts, the tracer belts, are packed full of incendiaries. This is just hard shot, like solid shot tracer bullets, which is not very good. Here, however, with the universal belts, you at least have it where it's mostly incendiary of some kind or another, so it should still be pretty good. But otherwise, again, it only has 4 of these 50 cals, whereas many of the later Mustangs have 6. So let's go take this into a match here, a few matches, see how it performs. But again, I mean, this is going to likely perform like your pretty early, your standard early level variant of the Mustang, and I'm not really expecting it to even be as good as what we have in the standard J26. As you can see here, this also has the crappy belts, but it is what it is. Now, that being said, let's get into it. Now, if I remember correctly, a lot of the early Mustangs have overheating problems. This is really no different. I'm experiencing that a little bit here. I mean, I was pressing the WEP quite a bit, but to be honest with you, I'm actually quite impressed with the speed on this. It's a little bit better than I remember the early Mustangs being, but again, insofar as the early Mustangs are concerned, in my opinion, the F6C10, I think it is, the French Battle Pass Mustang from a Battle Pass or two ago is probably going to be king, because not only does it have a bit better performance in this, but it also has the better belts. So hopefully this BF10 or BF110 rather is lining up pretty nicely for me. Got a few nice hits. I have to wonder though if I was actually hitting him with the better belts that are available on other models of later Mustangs, I probably would have set him on fire right there. But at least I damaged him pretty severely, which is always nice. Let's see if I can actually set him on fire, and he's actually doing quite a bit of damage to me. But it took quite a long time for me to even get that, which is unfortunate. So I used up about half of my ammunition just trying to take that thing down, which is and is not really all too expected. I mean, if I had gotten a few better hits on him, probably would have killed him a bit earlier. There is a component of luck to that. But again, you know, I mean, that's just kind of what you have when you do not have any sort of, you know, good tracer belt ammunition. Should be able to turn in on this guy here, and I can. Perfect, got a nice hit on him. I do have a BF109, I believe, that's coming up behind me, which is something that I'm going to have to face after I'm done, hopefully taking care of this Corsair. But I should be able to outturn him, especially now that he's damaged. Yes, there we go. And the 110 is nowhere to be found. It looks like he got a little bit distracted. So if you guys don't know, every single time I post like one of these first gameplay videos, right, like I believe, you know, I might be the first one to make a gameplay about the J26. Whenever I do this sort of stuff, it is simply to make it so that you guys can see exactly how these things perform. I'm not here to be like, oh, you know, here's my 20 kill match and, you know, this is how I dominated the team by myself. It's really just so you guys can have an accurate look on it. So, I mean, thus far, just my initial critique of this aircraft is, again, and it relates to my initial fear of it, would have to do with the ammunition belts. So, the first match, I had nothing. None of those planes were set on fire, even though being relatively easy to do so, which is a bit of a concern in my opinion. Okay, let's turn. Now, the maneuverability on this plane is pretty good. I'm not going to spend the 120,000 silver lions that it takes in order to make this thing into an expert crew. However, maneuverability is pretty decent on it. Let's see if I... Oh, perfect. I got myself a set on fire right there. That's what I was looking for. BF1... Oof, that rudder. Second one set on fire. So, if nothing else, at least these universal belts do seem to be pretty decent. In that they do have a decent amount of incendiaries in them. So, you know, it's not as good as the tracer belts that I am so in love with, but they are at least decent. Wish that this P-47 was not on me. Is that the N? Oh my god, P-47N I'm fighting. Okay. This guy is on fire and still getting me. Wow, that was a bit unexpected, but I probably should have expected it, being that I crossed in front of his path. I just did not expect him to continue that long. So I'll probably die real soon. Let's go for this FW-190. Not a good idea doing that, but at least I was able to possibly, I may have been the one that set him on fire. Not sure. But I'm not doing too poorly. Got 2 kills, 1 assist, and got the kill. I was. So, whereas in the first match, I had no kills by setting them on fire. They were killed by brute force alone. In this match, it is much, much better. This guy is still posing a threat to my team, so I'm going to have to shoot him down. I hate doing this because, well, at least damage him. I hate shooting at enemies that are clearly going to die anyways, because, you know, my allies got those kills, essentially. But, you know, if they are... Ooh, whoa, this thing is tricking me up. But if they are still posing a danger to my team, then yes, I will still go for enemies that are on fire. But again, only if they are posing a danger to me or my team, because in my opinion, that is worth the supposed team kill, or kill steal, rather. So it looks like I've only got like one BF-109 even remotely close, and he's on fire. So more likely than not, we're going to have to get into the next match here. You know, unless, of course, this FW-190 proves to be something, but I've run out of water. My engine's about to overheat pretty badly, and I am not in the mood to land this thing and get back up because, you know what? Maybe I should, because we're not dominating quite like I thought we were, but, you know, I've got 3 kills, 1 assist, which ain't too bad. Let's see if I can bring it down on this FW-190. If not, get into the next match. But thus far, this is a Mustang, and that's really all you guys need to know. I mean, this plays like a Mustang. That's really it. It's got good speed, better acceleration than I expected, given that this is an early variant of the Mustang. The MGs are better than I expected, even just from a few minutes ago. And maneuverability is pretty decent. Nothing fantastic, it's just a good overall fighter. But again, I personally prefer the French Battle Pass variant of this aircraft. Holy guacamole! Ain't that a kick in the butt? Wow, that was easy as pie. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go land because I can, and my engine's about to die. So, well, if I can land, that is. But, yeah, if nothing else, let's get into the next match. I'm assuming that's what's going to have to happen here. But, I mean, thus far, not too bad. I mean, hell, 2 Davids are the top 2 players in this match, which is actually, in my opinion, pretty impressive. I was not expecting that. So, in general, the J26 David, this is a much better aircraft than I expected. You know, to be honest with you, and I almost kind of feel that this is better at 3.7 than the J26 is at 4.3. It feels like it's just a very decent aircraft for where it is. You get into enough down tiers, and I mean, it can, I don't want to use the word dominate, but it can do pretty damn well. I mean, like, there aren't many matches where I'm not getting a kill. I think I've played this thing like 4 times this far, or 5 matches, and each one of them I've gotten at least a kill. Most of the time it's more. And, you know, that might have to do with the fact that I'm also facing lower BR enemies, you know, people with maybe a little bit less skill than me. I don't know. There are many factors, and a lot of people just like stealing my kills. You know, so you just have to say thank you for that. But he crashed. The other guy crashed while stealing my kill, or trying to. But what it comes down to is that this has enough firepower. You have a lot of people who are like, oh, 50 kills, they suck. Not really. You know, I mean, the universal belts, while they're not quite the tracer belts that you get on later Mustangs, they're still plenty good. And they're not anything to really shake a stick at. I mean, I've been setting people on fire pretty decently with this aircraft, more than I expected to. And not just Japanese planes either. Planes that are like, you know, average-ish when it comes to setting them on fire. Not the easiest, not the most difficult. And so, you know, I mean, I've been pretty impressed by it. It's got just enough firepower to actually be able to compete. If it only had 250 cals, of course, we'd be singing a different tune here. But, you know, you can pilot snipe. You can outturn a lot of enemies, especially after you get a nice crit on them. You can outspeed a lot of enemies, if not keep up with them. So overall, I mean, it's a pretty capable aircraft. Now, this KI-61's coming from me. He's not going to do a head-on, I'm sure. I actually kind of... I don't know what just happened there. But I should be able to outspeed him. Hopefully I can get him on this turn. Typically, Japanese planes don't have the best maneuverability. But regardless, again, I think that this is a good aircraft, but it's a boring aircraft. This is an incredibly boring aircraft to be a Battle Pass reward, and it really, in my opinion, kind of sucks that this is a Battle Pass reward. You know, it's, especially after we had the other Mustang that was a Battle Pass reward that was given, I believe, like, what, 1 or 2 Battle Passes ago. The fact that this is also a Battle Pass reward is a bit disappointing, to say the least. And again, it's not to say that this is a bad vehicle, because by no means is it. This guy's about to steal this kill. By no means is it, but it's just not very good. So he's slowing down quite a bit. I'm going to start firing on him. Hopefully I can get him set on fire, and I can. Japanese planes love doing that. Go for this F6F out here, wherever he is, up there. This guy's not going to survive. Got 2 kills. Well, 1 kill, 1 assist. Hopefully a second kill here. I forget how maneuverable F6Fs are, but if I can get a nice spray on him and... Oh, he's not even going to head on with me? Really? That was ugly and a half. He may be damaged already. I'm not entirely sure. Perfect. I can now turn down on him. I should have the energy advantage after this. No, I won't, and I look like a fool because of it. I forgot how decently F6F's maneuvered, I guess. So, that said, I'm about to die here. I've got no hope of survival. Such is the way of the early Mustang, and also sometimes my shoddy play quality. But again, you know, I mean, the whole point of this gameplay is to show at least what the strengths and weaknesses of this aircraft are, so you can better gauge whether or not you want this, and more importantly, whether or not you actually want this Battle Pass, because... Of course, being that... Ooh, yeah, he's going to get me. Being that this is a Battle Pass reward, what's the point of Battle Pass if you don't want at least most of the vehicles? But either way, this guy is dead. I think I may actually get the kill for this guy, because he decided to hit the ground too. But, yeah. I mean, do I like this plane? Yeah. I'll say that I do. It's a very good aircraft. Got 2 kills. Very nice. Very good aircraft. Not fantastic, but good enough. So thank you all so much for watching. Please let me know what you guys think in the comments below. But either way, thanks again. I'll see you all on the other side. Take care, everyone.